So guys, match week 32 in La Liga just legitly served up one of the games of the season in all of Europe, bro. Like whether it's in Spain or any other country in Europe, the Barça versus Celta game on Saturday has to be one of the games of the season, guys, because it was an absolute cracker. A 7-goal thriller at the Montjuic with Barça edging it 4-3 in the very last minutes of the game. Of course, it could have gone either way, but at the end of the day, Barca did just enough to win the game. And there were times, guys, where there was a real threat that Barca was going to drop points on Saturday night, guys, because we were playing before Real Madrid. And before I get into the lineup, we were playing before Real Madrid. Madrid plays against Athletic Club on Sunday, and Barca had the opportunity to extend the gap at the top of the table to 7 points. After taking an early lead through Ferran Torres' goal, Barca were pegged back almost immediately with clumsy defending, a miscommunication between Szczesny and Kubasi, allowing Borja Iglesias to equalize for Celta. And the first half, even though Barca played decently, Barca really could have upped the intensity, and it is very clear that fatigue is setting in with this side right now. In this pivotal moment of the season, fatigue is setting in with Barca, definitely. And talking about the lineup, because of the fatigue, of course, we saw that Flick had to rest some players. That's why you see that Lamine Yamal had finally gotten a rest against Celta today. Raphinha starting on the right wing with Ferran starting from the left. Of course, with the injury to Balde, it was very obvious that Gerard Martin was going to start. And to be very honest, guys, Gerard Martin did not cover himself in glory against Celta at all. The drop in quality from the performances of Balde to the performances of Gerard Martin, it is very glaring, guys. Balde is clearly on another level to Gerard Martin at this point. But regardless of the struggle, Barca eventually were able to get the win today, and the win today was very precious, guys. It was a very precious win. This is the kind of win that actually wins you the title. Character was tested today, guys. Character was tested, and at the end of the day, it was Barca's quality that told, because as good as Fermin Lopez has been in the last few weeks that he has played in the absence of Dani Olmo, there is that steep in quality when Dani Olmo comes onto the pitch, and Barca were losing 3-1, guys, and it was all to do. The doubts were creeping in. It seemed like we were going to drop points in this La Liga title race, and I was actually worried because we had just lost at Dortmund in midweek, and on Saturday we were on the verge of losing again and increasing the pressure on ourselves in La Liga. But kudos to the guys, boys. Kudos to Hansi Flick. Kudos to the whole of the team. They responded with character. They responded with style. Because after going 3-1 down, it was all Barca from then onwards. Barca played with more intention. Barca were more clinical. They showed character. We dominated the game from that moment onwards, and we were very much value for the 3 points today. That increases the gap to 7 points ahead of Madrid's game against Athletic Bilbao. But it's a good position for Barca to be in, really, guys, because with 6 games to go in La Liga, Barca are sitting 7 points clear at the top of the table until Madrid plays. Of course, Madrid could drop points, so you never can tell. That point gap may be sustained, or at the worst case, Barca would maintain their 4-point lead heading into this serious critical stage of the season. And the games are coming in thick and fast, guys. We need to be careful. We need to understand with the players that it is not easy to play so many games in such a very short period of time, and the games keep coming in thick and fast, bro, because in the coming days, Barca still has a lot of games, because we are still contending for La Liga, we are still contending for the Copa del Rey, and we are still in the Champions League. We are in the Champions League semi-finals, guys. So there are a lot of games coming up, and the fatigue is telling on the team. It was good to see that today Lamine Yamal was able to get some rest. It was very nice to see that Lamine Yamal was able to get some rest. In midweek as well, we saw that Pedri was able to get some rest. So it's very admirable the way that Hansi Flick has been navigating this very busy period of the season, and Barca would actually need him to be on top of his game, because there are big games coming up. Taking a look at some of the games that are coming up for Barca, now that the Celta game is out of the way, on Tuesday it's going to be another game in La Liga at home once again. against Mallorca just before the Copa del Rey final against Real Madrid, guys. And that game is another game that Hansi Flick really needs to manage his side very, very well for, because there's a trophy on the line against the eternal enemy, and Barca has to deliver. At the same time, while still maintaining focus in La Liga, because La Liga, as they always say, it is the most important title of all the titles, and Barca have to navigate it carefully. But now, unfortunately, this Celta game has brought with it some very, very bad news, because I saw Robert Lewandowski limp off with what seemed to be like a hamstring injury. I really don't know at this point, but remember, first of all, we are going to be missing Balde for the Madrid game, or so it seems at the moment. Add Robert Lewandowski to that list as well, and that means that Barca are weakened, of course, because the guy has scored 40 goals this season at the age of 36, bro. So Barca are definitely going to miss him, but we shall take some encouragement from the performances of Ferran Torres this season, guys, because this has been a special season for Ferran Torres in terms of his redemption. This has been like a redemption season for Ferran, because he has been finding his way under Hansi Flick. He has been scoring goals, with yet another goal today against Celta, bringing it to 17 goals as he extends his best tally for a season. That is his best tally for a season. Ferran Torres has scored 17 goals this season, and he continues to get better. Now, with the expected absence of Robert Lewandowski, I will be expecting to see Ferran gain more prominence in the team, and let's hope that he's going to take his moment and make it count, because Barca really need everybody in this moment in time to step up, because injuries are coming in, fatigue has set into the team. But at the end of the day, we want to win the biggest titles, guys. We have done this before, we'll have to do it again, and if we want to win these titles, regardless of the injuries and all of that, there has to be no excuses, guys. Barca has to continue winning no matter what. But overall, the team was really good today. The attitude from start to finish was really good. You could see that the team really wanted these 3 points today. Kudos to Raphinha. He was really my man of the match personally. I think he was very, very good today. Starting from the right wing, in the absence of Lamine Yamal, he was very, very influential in the first half. Even in the second half, he made things happen. And when he went to the left wing after the introduction of Lamine Yamal, he was even better. He assisted Dani Olmo for the goal that made it 3-2, and then he made it 3-3 before converting the all-important penalty in the 98th minute to win the game for Barca. So you really can't ask much of Raphinha after this kind of performance today, guys, and the guy has really been a revelation this season for me personally, and I think for most of us as well. He is definitely the favorite for the Ballon d'Or if he continues like this and Barca end up adding some trophies to what has been a remarkable season, guys. By all accounts, Barca has had a remarkable season, regardless of how it ends, even though we hope that it's going to end with winning the biggest titles, but Barca has had a remarkable season. But Dani Olmo, guys, what a player this guy is. As good as Fermin Lopez has been, I said it earlier in the video, Dani Olmo is just on another level, guys. Well, Fermin Lopez has been very, very good this season. But one thing he has missed, I think he has missed the goals that he used to get a lot last season. He has been getting into good positions, he has been getting chances, but I think somehow, whether a combination of bad luck and maybe a bit of poor finishing, he hasn't been able to get as many goals as last season, but he has played very well. But then again, as well as Fermin Lopez has played, Dani Olmo has even been better. And you can't help but wonder that if Dani Olmo was constantly fit, imagine the influence that he was going to have on this Barca team, guys. Dani Olmo is that good. Dani Olmo is that good, and his influence was also part of the reasons why this game swung in Barca's favor on Saturday, because the moment he entered, Barca played with more purpose, more penetration and more drive. He was steadily making runs, he was steadily breaking in between the lines of the Celta defense, and that told in the end. He got the second goal for Barca that got the remontada on the way, and he also won the late penalty that Raphinha converted to give Barca the 4-3 win. So Olmo, his introduction has to be one of the major reasons why this game was turned around today, guys. So kudos to him and kudos to Hansi Flick as well for giving him an opportunity. Now, I know that the fatigue has set in. I sound like a broken record at this point. I've been talking about the fatigue, but it is a major fact. The fatigue has set in. We don't have the largest squad, to be honest, and injuries have crept in as well. But at the end of the day, we are at a point in the season whereby we have to win titles, and we are in a position to win the biggest titles. And as Barca, we must not look for excuses. We must focus on the prizes on offer, and hopefully with determination, with character, we shall achieve our goals this season. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça, and I'll see you on the next video. Adios.